So this is a really interesting one. I've just seen on Sky that in Sky Germany, apparently Arsenal are monitoring the contract status of Bayern Munich's Leroy Sane. Now, we'll know a lot about Leroy Sane from his time at Man City. Obviously, Bayern Munich have been regulars in the Champions League, so he's been playing for them regularly. But he's been linked with a move to Arsenal. I think he probably would rather stay at Bayern Munich, but there's a chance that contract negotiations could stall with Bayern Munich and he could be available. And Arsenal are one of the teams that are linked with Leroy Sane. And Mikel Arteta knows him very well. He knows him from the Man City times. Leroy Sane has been very complimentary of Arteta, saying that he really helped him in his career. And he also knows quite a few players in the team. He knows Havertz from Germany. He knows Zinchenko and Jesus from their time at Man City. So there's a lot of factors that makes this deal make a lot of sense, and the links make a lot of sense. He's 28 years of age. Arsenal a couple years ago were at a stage where they were buying 23 to 25-year-olds. And 4 years before that, it was a bit younger. It was about 21. But now we're at a stage where we're on the cusp of potentially lifting a Premier League title. I think bringing in a 28-year-old is probably not the worst thing, because I think even so, Leroy Sane could still have another 4 or 5 years left at the highest level, and he could be the missing piece in the jigsaw to help us go an extra step further to winning the league. You don't win league titles with your starting 11. You don't. You win a league title with your squad, you know. And the reason we've not won the league title in the 2 years we've been linked, we've been sort of in a little title challenge. We weren't in much of a title challenge. Well, we were. I mean, 2 years ago, we were well in there, but I always felt we'd fade away. And last year, I thought I didn't think we'd win it either. So, and it was because, very simple reason is, if your bench is Nelson, Nketiah, Smith Rowe, Fabio Vieira, El Neni, that won't win you a title. It won't. But if your bench is suddenly Jesus, Trossard, Leroy Sane, just assuming that Havertz, Martinelli and Saka, for example, is our front three, Trossard will probably be playing on the left to start the season, but just hypothetically, that's suddenly a lot better than Nelson and Nketiah, Smith Rowe, isn't it? And I think that would make me more confident of us lifting the Premier League title. He would be such a good addition, because the great thing about him is you don't have to shoehorn Jesus onto the right. You can in certain games if you want, but it means if Saka needs a rest, Sane can come in. If Odegaard needs a rest, Sane can come in. And on the left-hand side, if no one needs a rest and it's just down to everyone being fit, Sane could play on the left. Sane could play on the left. And there's a lot of positions he can play. I don't think he can play up front, but left wing and right wing, Leroy Sane could definitely do a job. And that would make me more confident about the right-hand side, especially because it means there's slightly less pressure on Bukayo Saka, because he's the one guy in the team where you just feel like we're overplaying him too much, because the thought of him coming out of the team is just too much of a worry. Leroy Sane coming in would really help the burden. And let's just say it was Sane on the left, Odegaard in the 10, Saka on the right, Havertz up front. That means your backup forwards are not Nelson, Smith Rowe and Nketiah. They're suddenly Martinelli, Trossard and Jesus. That will win you a league title. Now that's a front three, a backup front three that will win you the league title. Not to mention you've then got Jorginho off the bench, assuming Partey starts. We might bring in Mikel Merino. Zinchenko will be on the bench. You might have a Timber or a Tomiyasu on the bench because Calafiori's coming. That would make me a lot more confident. Gone are the days of Rob Holding as your backup centre-back. This could be the final missing piece in the jigsaw. We've just got Calafiori in. It looks like we're going to bring in a Mikel Merino, possibly Fabian Ruiz. And then if a Leroy Sane came in as well, that's 3 players. I don't know what to tell you. That would be an unbelievable addition to the team. And I think if these rumours do materialise, I'm going to start to get very excited, because I think everything makes sense about this deal. And yeah, it's exciting times. The way he ripped us apart as well at the Emirates shows he's still got it. Slightly underwhelming Euros performance, but as a player, I've always liked Leroy Sane. And I think if we were to get him, honestly, I would be so excited going into this. I'm already excited, but that would just make it even more. But yeah, I'm intrigued to see what you guys think as well, because I like it. I like the sound of it, but I don't know. People might say he's too old. Ideally, you'd want Leroy Sane to be 26, wouldn't you? You'd want him to be 26, but he's 28. But still, you know, we want to win the league next season. There's no long-term process necessarily. Obviously, you want to be thinking long-term, but more than anything, we want to win it next year. We have to win it next year, because if we don't, I think a lot of people from the outside will be talking, and they'll start to think, is Arteta the answer? And we don't want that, because Arteta's done so well with us, yeah, and we want to keep moving in the right direction. And I think winning the league title would be the next step, because these players are amazing. They're such good players, and I really feel they deserve a league title. But yeah, Leroy Sane linked with Arsenal. I think that'll be a really good one if we could pull it off.